Well, I'll go ahead and call our meeting to order. We'll do a roll call. I'm Ray Mitchell. I'll be chairing the Civil Service Commission meeting today.
Brian McManus, co-chair.
Joshua Wilson, Commissioner.
Okay, great. Doesn't look like we have any of the, oh, Jeff Young is just coming on board.
Yeah.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Jeff.
Hey,
Good
Jeff.
afternoon.
So we did our call to order and we did a roll call. The first action item is to approve the minutes of the November 17th meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at those minutes?
I have.
I have.
Are there any issues we need to discuss?
I have no issues with them.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept them as written.
Second.
the motion. Josh seconds it.
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. The next item, item B, is to certify the entry-level police officer continuous testing eligibility list. And as you probably noted, that list has grown a little bit. And we have 13
Great job,
candidates
exactly.
on there. I'm sorry.
That's great. Great job.
Yes.
So are there any discussion on that list?
No, I had no questions.
Okay, and I'll just comment that this is the first list we've generated using the new process of not having an oral board.
Right.
So these candidates are placed on the eligibility list based on their written exam score with public safety testing. And then we've incorporated that into the list with the folks who were in the last process. So nice long list for the chief to consider.
So hopefully that will streamline our process. That's what we were looking for. So I make a motion that we accept the list. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the motion is carried.
Great job, Chief and Julie.
I'm sorry?
Good job getting that list together. That's huge.
Well done.
So the next item, and I'll apologize ahead of time for the font size. Julie says she's already gonna make it larger, but I'm glad I have bifocals. But if you look at the list there, staffing and recruiting list, we have 34 authorized positions. We have 6 vacancies. And entry level 13, that's the list we looked at. And 4 candidates are in preliminary background. And 9 were added on December 29th. And we have 3 in the entry advanced level. And looks like we didn't do very good on those 3. 1 candidate non-responsive, 2 candidates not selected to move forward. Then laterals, we have 6 and 2 are in the process pending polygraph, psych exam, and medical exam. Chief, can you share anything with us about those 6? Other than what this says?
So it was my understanding we had 2.
We-
Am I missing something,
Well, it
Julie?
says 2 of them are in process, but it says there are 6 of them on the eligibility list.
I can jump in there, chief, if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so we've got the 2 that are in the background phase. They're either along the polygraph, psych, or medical phase. And then the other 4 from the 6 on that list, 1 has applied for another agency. A second is not communicating, and the other 2 are just not moving forward. The chief has elected not to move them forward.
Well, that's synonymous with our environment now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any other questions about the update list?
Nope.
No.
Okay. And we don't have to accept that list, do we?
No, it's just kind of
That's just
an
an
update on what we're
info.
doing.
Okay, I guess we'll move on to new business, schedule of future meetings. Julie, did you?
Yeah, so this was just really me wanting to check in with everyone to see if Thursday afternoons are still working for you. I know for Joshua, he had mentioned maybe starting at 4 was a little bit better for his schedule. I anticipate we'll have meetings more often, possibly even every week, depending on how many entry-level candidates we receive. the process that PD and I are working on now is every Tuesday, I'll look to see if we have more applicants. And if we do, then we would need to have a meeting the following week to get them certified. So,
Do you have to wait that long from Tuesday to the following week?
well, what we've asked them to do is, I check every Tuesday to see if we have any that have taken the written test with public safety testing.
Mhm.
And then I invite them to fill out an application on our
Oh.
website if they haven't already.
I see.
So,
So the following week is about the soonest we could really meet.
for them, yeah. So like these folks, they applied last Tuesday. We're certifying this week. But Tuesday of this week, I've invited 2 other candidates that we would certify next week. So they
Mm.
kind of leapfrog. So
Mhm.
it could be every week we're wanting to meet. So with the increase in the number of meetings, I just wanted to touch base and see if this was still working for everyone, or with that increased frequency, if there was a date and time that worked better for you.
Well, I'm retired, so I can meet anytime. It's the 2 guys that are still, or 3 guys that are still working, I guess.
Yeah, my biggest challenge is that I lead a mental health group from 2:30 to 3:30, and that's just set every Thursday. I can try to run down here and be available, pretty quick after that. But if we set it to 4, I can usually say goodbyes and get down here a little bit more
Yeah.
without trying to run. So if it works for everyone, 4 o'clock is much better for me. But if not, we can discuss other times.
It's fine with me.
4 o'clock works for me. We'll make that work, Josh. No problem.
Excellent. Thank you.
Any other questions about future meetings?
Well, I think that was it.
One thing I thought I'd bring up to the group, Julie and I were discussing earlier about, and perhaps the chief could step in here, about our potential loss on candidates. I know that one of them has resigned, and Julie and I were talking about hopefully the civil or the city council and the mayor are receptive to, if we see we have a shortcoming up, that they will allow us to go over budget and bring 2 or 3 other officers that we know we're going to need because of today's environment, get them on board and would go over budget. And I would assume the city council will be receptive to something like that. Jeff, can you speak on that?
I would hope so. So one of the things that did occur, one of the council meetings back in November when we passed the budget was they authorized the positions that we currently have that you see, and they agreed to allow us to fill 2 additional positions as soon as we fill those 6 that we have. Now, we do have one person that has resigned. I believe his last day was the 27th. Julie, is that right?
26, yep,
Okay, so I think we're looking at 7 vacancies now. Is that correct?
yes.
All right, so here's some good news that I wanted to share with you is that we were contacted by an individual who is a lateral from another agency in King County. So that's a good thing. We're hoping to get communication with him and get him to apply so we can add him to our eligibility list as well. We do have another entry-level person who has not yet applied, but will be doing so within the next month. So
Good.
hopefully we'll have 2 really good candidates to present to you within the coming weeks. But yes, I think you're right, Commissioner. We should ask the council if we're able to at least fill the positions, go above where we are, and say, hey, look, we're anticipating an additional 2 vacancies, for example. Can we backfill those positions and hire for them in anticipation of those vacancies?
Yeah. Well, that's what you have to do in today's environment.
Yeah,
You
I agree.
just can't wait till, have you heard any more about a traffic officer?
We are waiting to fill that position until we get our strength a little bit better. Right now we just can't afford the officers from patrol to assign to a full-time traffic position. What we have done a little bit of is encourage our officers to go and run traffic in certain key areas where we know that there's a problem. But we hope to be able to fill that traffic position later this year. And then looking forward long-term, we've requested to have a second traffic officer. So
Okay.
we're hoping that we can get all these positions filled this year. And of course, with Brian helping out with some of the stuff, we'll be able to get that word out a little bit more to some of our military guys, because we do want to hire some of those guys with the background and experience, as well as push it out for our lateral candidates as well.
Thank you, Chief. Are there any other issues people want to bring up?
No, just comment, Ray, talking with most of the city council, I think they'll back whatever our police department needs. They've been pretty good about that so far, and I don't see them reversing anywhere near that. So I think we'll get what we need if we all just make a friendly phone call, right?
That's amazing. That's all it takes sometimes.
That's all it takes.
What's that about squeaky wheel gets grease?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I guess we'll adjourn our meeting. Thank you for everybody participating.
Thank
So,
you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
And I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Brian.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Thanks,
New
guys.
Year all.
Thanks, guys.
Happy New Year.
Thank you all. Have a great day.